Welcome anyone to my YouTube channel. This is Everett, aka Two Beasts to Kill You, aka the Beast with the Least. And it hasn't even been 2 days, 3 days or whatever. No, 2 days since I've released my last video talking about Game Pass. And we already got more news, and not just news, but not just Game Pass actually, Xbox in general actually. But Game Pass also is obviously factoring huge into that. But yeah, let's hit that intro first. All right. So before we get into the topic, like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Get me into the damn algorithm. But yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and get into this because, Asha Sharma, she's not fucking around. So yeah. Yeah. All right. So right here, she put out a tweet. Xbox shared it. Game Pass account shared it. All that stuff. You know, says we are Xbox. And you see, it's looks like her speaking with the entire, well, maybe not the entire company, but at least a good portion of the company and everything at Xbox. She clearly had something important to say. And yeah, that was this right here. So obviously, we are Xbox. That's the big slogan they're going to go with, I guess. And yeah, so right here. Dear team, Xbox has always been different. We started with a simple idea. Games should bring people together through shared experiences that led to the first Xbox in 2001, Xbox Live in 2002, and new ways to connect, from friends lists and achievements to parties and play across devices. Today, Xbox reaches over 500 million players around the world with some of the most important franchises in entertainment. From the beginning, Xbox was built by people willing to try things that others wouldn't. We placed a consumer bet inside an enterprise company because we believed gaming would define the living room, and we were at risk of missing it. That spirit has carried us through the last 25 years, and it is required to carry us forward. All right, so I'm not going to read, obviously, all of this because, as you can see, there's a kind of a lot. There's a good amount. So I'll hit the bullet points, but obviously, yeah, we have work to do. And, this is just saying that, players, obviously, yeah, players are frustrated. A lot of people are not fans of what Xbox has been doing the past few years, basically since the Xbox One, whether that's the way to go about it or not. It's not been the most popular thing, everything that they do. Some things people do like, a lot of things people don't like. Yeah. And then we got this right here, Xbox will be where the world plays. So this is obviously that they do still have that that desire to be like the leader in, the gaming industry, or at least maybe close to it. It's a noble thing, but let's be real here. PlayStation's probably going to always be the top one. It's what the casual consumer plays. You can't really do anything. You just try and do your best to carve out a good portion of the pie for you. But yeah, so here's the main points right here, because through all this, they say that they will execute this through all this, their plan or whatever, through four priorities: hardware, content, experience, and services. So right here we have hardware. Stabilize Gen 9 as a healthy and high quality base. Deliver Project Helix to lead in performance and play your console and PC games. We've known this was going to be a console and PC hybrid for a while, and then they've obviously said that. This is still just reiterating that. Lead in comfortable, personal, high-performance accessories, which, honestly, I know there's, it's not the most popular opinion, but maybe it is a little bit as well. Xbox still has the best, controllers and everything. If you don't think so, I don't know, man. You must have really strong hands to be able to not be hurting after using a PlayStation controller. There's a reason why a lot of controllers use offset sticks. Even the Nintendo controller, just it's a better version. It's a better thing to do. It's just a better version. Uh, Better style for controllers. And then build a strong ecosystem that expands choice and reach. Which obviously is the Xbox ecosystem. Then content. Grow and extend an enduring portfolio of franchises players love. I mean, they've got a lot, especially after buying Bethesda and Activision. So, that's obviously with stuff they already have, like Fable, Halo, Gears, Forza, all the stuff they got through, Rare. They have a lot of IP that players love. So I hope this means that they're looking to not just have, the big hits. They want to have the smaller stuff, smaller scale stuff, things like that. Yeah. Evolve our third-party partnerships and strengthen our 5-year slate. Expand into China, emerging markets, and mobile-first audiences. That obviously is more for money purposes, not really to, I don't know if that would be something to really. I mean, this was supposed to be to the company, not to really the fans. Obviously, it's here on the website so we can read it, but this is obviously to make money. Maintain and grow in live games and long-term stewardship. Elevate creator-centric platforms like Minecraft, The Elder Scrolls, and Sea of Thieves. So clearly, they also want to keep, with live service stuff, not just maybe single-player stuff, but obviously things where people not just play, but they also create things like Minecraft. That's one of the biggest games in the world for a reason. The Elder Scrolls, it's got their mods and all that stuff. I see if there's stuff you can do in that to be able to create and all that. I honestly did not know that. So then, experience. Fix the fundamentals for players and partners. Make Xbox the best place for developers and creators to build and grow. Overhaul discovery, customization, and social and personalization to connect the community. Obviously, they still want to make this like a console, and even if you play on PC, just their platform in general, where, you got your friends and you just want to play and have a good time, and also make it easy for developers to want to work through their platform, on their platform, with their platform, whatever it is, and, just make a good game. And then here's the services where, the Game Pass portion. Fortify Game Pass with clear differentiation of sustainable economics. We already know they're lowering the price. Return the business to durable growth with strong cost discipline. Make cloud play feel native, fast, and reliable across TVs and low-cost devices. Obviously, they still have that. Where, like, if you don't have an Xbox console, you have a tablet, you have a TV, you have a phone. You could still play their stuff or anything that's on Game Pass, and it just feels like you're still playing on a console. This, I don't really know what M&A is, but use M&A deliberately to accelerate growth where organic paths are too slow. And then the biggest thing right here, this right here. Along the way, we will reevaluate our approach to exclusivity, windowing, and AI, and share more as we learn and decide. So, that is the big thing right here, is reevaluate our approach to exclusivity. Meaning, they might be willing to go back to having exclusives, but they do, they have the caveat of adding in windowing, meaning maybe they want to do, all Xbox games are 1 year exclusive to our console, and then afterwards we'll put it on other consoles, mainly PlayStation, obviously. And then there's the AI stuff, which they've been big on, but maybe I don't think them scaling back on AI is listening to the fans. I think it's just that the AI bubble seems to be kind of bursting right now, but that's a whole other conversation. But yeah. So they clearly are wanting to make Xbox to maybe borrow a term that people wouldn't like, or to homage a term they want to make Xbox great again. So yeah, right here, to achieve our master plan, the way we work must transform. Our best work happens when the full stack moves together. Microsoft Gaming describes our structure, but it does not describe our ambition. So we are going back to where we started and changing our team's name. We are Xbox. So this is the other big thing. Microsoft Gaming is gone. They don't want to be known as Microsoft Gaming. They want to be known as Xbox, which makes sense. The Xbox brand is the Xbox brand. Why would you want to get rid of that unless you were planning on maybe just not worrying about Xbox as much? But this is clearly a sign that Asha Sharma wants the Xbox brand to be what you think of when you think of gaming through Microsoft means. And yeah, I do like this part right here. We have to be honest about where we are. We're a challenger, and meeting this moment will require pace, energy, and a level of self-critique that should feel uncomfortable. So yeah, they know that, yeah, they got an uphill battle. And you know, some of it is self-inflicted, some of it is not. Regardless, they have an uphill battle. But I do want to go back to just, a little bit, a little side tangent. The Fortify Game Pass with clear differentiation and sustainable economics. I mean, we have heard that, or there's rumors going around that, like, they plan on doing like an a la carte version of Game Pass, where it's like, okay, I want this service part of it. I want this. So, and then there's supposedly the first party only tier of Game Pass and things like that. So maybe they're looking at doing something where it's like, it's not just, okay, here's Game Pass and Game Pass Ultimate and Game Pass, Extra or whatever tiers. They're just like, okay, here's Game Pass. What do you want? And then maybe we'll have like, well, here's a specified tier that obviously here's stuff you want, maybe has a couple things you don't want, but it's like, you know what, I can afford this, or it's a little cheaper than if I just do it on my own, or make my own little tier, whatever it is, and like that's it. But if it's like, oh, you know what, I just want first party stuff, here's a tier for you. Or if you're like, you know what, I want the first party stuff, but I don't want Ubisoft Plus. I do want the Fortnite Plus stuff, or Fortnite whatever it's called. Or I've heard there was in the rumors like maybe World of Warcraft as part of the subscription. That's something I think I would actually very much like, if they were like, oh, here, just have the first party stuff and World of Warcraft and online gaming, I guess, or whatever. But, again, this is rumors. Nothing has been confirmed with that. Oh, shit. Wow. I didn't realize I was that dark. And that's not what I want to do. All right. Like, Game Pass looks like it is here to stay, at least for the time being. But the main thing is that Asha Sharma clearly wants to work hard to get Xbox back in the good graces of the gamer. She clearly knows what she's, or maybe not clear, but on the surface, it looks like she knows what she's doing, even though she isn't a gamer. Obviously, we saw all that shit that she tried to be like, oh, look, no, I play games, but it's okay. Like, honestly, I never thought about, like, well, she needs to be a gamer to do this. Like, you just need someone who knows how to run a business, and for her to just be surrounded by people who know the gaming industry, and for that to be like, that's how you go about things. That she knows how to run the business side, and she has people that know the ins and outs of the gaming industry. Which, I mean, she has Matt Booty with her. He's obviously worked in the gaming industry for a long time, and so she has someone on her side, or in her circle, at least one guy who, like, no, this is, when it comes to games, I know what I'm talking about, at least somewhat. Whether you think he does or not is a whole other thing, but he knows what he's talking about. And he can help her guide her along on, like, okay, we should do this, we should probably do this. And then she's like, you know what, that's a good idea, I know how to get this shit done, I'm gonna get it done, and you just sit back and worry about getting us publishers maybe and being attractive for the gaming side while I get the business side done. So I don't know, maybe that's the winning combination they've needed. And as much as a lot of us did like Phil Spencer or whatever, maybe he just wasn't actually what Xbox needed. I mean, during the 360 era, they were being ran by I'm forgetting his name for most of it, and he was more of a businessman. And the 360 era was their most successful Xbox. Of course, then they had the Xbox One era, and they kind of, shot themselves in the foot with some of their phrasing, some of the words they chose, or some of the way they would say those words. But honestly, I think too, like, that's the Xbox tax for you. I think that Xbox getting kind of fucked over with through their messaging was on them, but also not on them. Like, honestly, yes, I know this is going to come off as fanboyish, but like, the media does not, they're not kind to Xbox. So that's a whole other thing though. So yeah, I mean, again, looks like Xbox is back, and they're here to stay, and they're really trying to bring it back from whatever depths, that it was put into. Again, whether it was self-inflicted or not. So yeah, I can't wait to see what else happens, because again, with Asha Sharma being in charge now, we now have Game Pass. Yeah, they took off Call of Duty, but honestly, I think that's not a big deal. But it's $23 now. Could it have been $20? Maybe, but whatever. Things have gotten more expensive. Like, they were never gonna go back to the $20 thing. I think. I'm surprised they even went to 23. I would have thought they went to 25. But yeah, we have the Fan Fest coming back. Now the rebranding back to Xbox. She got rid of the whole this is an Xbox thing and all that stuff. Like, she's clearly like, look, no, you want to be the Xbox brand, and this is what you need. You need to keep yourself in this, for lack of a better term, this box, and that's it. So we'll see if maybe there's other things they want to walk back on or change to be a little different from what they've been doing. But yeah, I don't know. All right. So as per usual, again, you like what I do on this channel. You like my podcast, new episodes every Monday. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good shit. I've been Everett, and I'll catch you later.